And Benson, don't forget, Russell Hampton is having a special for us just until January. I think it's the 10th. I'll get you the date, but we get 10% off on the branded items. So if you're trying to update a lot of your logo items, they're giving us a big 10% off. Yay.
Yeah, okay, big 10% off. And I want to tell you, if you're thinking that you need to get something really important for that special person in your life, what person wouldn't want like a Rotary blanket or a mug, something like that? So if I were you guys, I'd certainly take advantage of that 10% off. I know I am. And I could just see the look on my wife's face when she opens up that Rotary pajamas that I'm probably going to get her for Christmas. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I'm Benson Medina. I'm the district trainer, as you may know that. And today, our session today is really for people that haven't been in Rotary very long, that would like to know more about Rotary, would like to interact with some people that are already in Rotary and hear some Rotary stories. And then for those of you who have been in Rotary a while, I see Chemo Jim over here. It's probably just wanted to kind of check in and get a little refresher. Because, you know, if you're like me, you can never get enough Rotary. So I want to start off, before we kind of go to our little slide presentation, wanted to just acknowledge our district governors joining us today, Sandy. And so Sandy, would you like to start us off with a few words today?
Good morning, everyone. Aloha on this bright and nope, it's not bright and sunny today, is it? On this a little bit gloomy kind of looking weather here in our islands, but good morning. It's great to have you. I know there's a lot of other places that you can be, but whether you're a new Rotarian or been around a while or been around a long time, I think the information is really good because there are always changes that are coming about in Rotary. So to keep flexible and also to help us with the new members that we are all bringing into our clubs. So it's great. It's great to see you. Thank you, Benson. Thank you, Naomi, for continuing to put these on. And make sure we get to meet everybody, Benson. I see names on here that I don't think I've met before.
All right, well, why don't we start out doing that? Because, you know, it's always important to know who we're working with and talking with today. So I already introduced myself. Sandy just introduced herself. And then, so Naomi, let's start with you, and then we'll go around and see who's here.
Okay, Naomi Masuno, immediate past district governor. I'm from West Honolulu. That's my club. And may I ask if everyone can add their club name to your video name? That would be great, so we know who you are. It's great to see people from all across the state here. So good morning.
Cool. Okay, so let's do this. I'll call you guys two at a time. And so Chemo, let's start with you, and then Kat Rieberg, let's go after Chemo. Go ahead, Chemo.
I'm Chemo Jim Becker from the Rotary Club of North Hawaii. We're a small club just getting restarted. I'm the president-elect, and I'm been almost 30 years as a Rotarian. So it's never too late to get a repeat, especially with such a good group here in Hawaii. So aloha, everyone.
All right. Kat?
Aloha, my name is Catherine Rieberg, or Kat. I'm with the Rotary Club of South Hilo, and I am their president-elect. Benson's my biggest cheerleader. And I joined the club, I think it was 2019, early 2019. And hey, going strong, proud to be here. Aloha.
Okay. So Gwen, how about you? And then Nathan and Julia.
Good morning, Gwen Yamamoto, Rotary Club of Honolulu. And Kat, I'm so glad to see you in person because I understand you're going to be doing the inspiration for Generation Shinseiki's meeting on Tuesday. So thank you so much. Yes. Nice to see everyone.
Great. Okay, Nathan and Julia.
Hi, we're Nathan and
Julia.
We're with the Rotary Club of Kaneohe, and happy to be here. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Arjun, how about you? And then Shirley Holmes, how about after that?
Hi, everyone. My name is Arjun. I am president of Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunset, and I work at the University of Hawaii. I teach geology, and nice to see you all here.
Okay. Shirley, how about you? Oh, you're on mute. Oh, you're still, okay, there you go. Go
All
ahead.
right. I'm Shirley Woods. I'm a new member in the Hilo Club.
Okay,
All right. That's all.
okay, okay. Beverly, how about you and then Lila?
Hi, I'm Beverly Hikas, and I'm also in the Rotary Club of Hilo with Shirley. I am the president. I have been in Rotary for 4.5 years. And I'm glad to be here this morning, and good to see you, Sandy and Vincent again. It seemed like it was just last night.
Beverly threw a wicked party last night, gang. I got to tell you that. It was awesome. We got a chance to boogie down. Yeah, you have to be old to get that one. But anyway, Lila, go ahead. Oh, excuse me, Lila. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lila. Yeah,
So
Lila. Go ahead.
was that party in advance of the blizzard
Yeah.
coming?
That was our blizzard pre-party. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I'm Lila Berg, President-elect of Honolulu Rotary Club, following our illustrious Gwen. And if you don't mind me segueing to have one of our newest members introduce herself, I'd like Candy to come after me.
Okay, great. Candy, go ahead.
I'm Candy George, and I'm one of the newest members of the Rotary Club of Honolulu. Lila was my sponsor, and I'm just happy to be here today.
Nice job. Thank you. Okay, let's do Abby. How about you? And then Adrian, how about you after Abby?
Aloha, I'm Abby Kidani. I'm in the Rotary Mililani Sunrise. I started in September. I'm really excited because I want to do work in the community.
Okay, great. Great, Abby. Thank you. Adrian. Oh, you're on mute.
Adrian,
Hi, I'm Adrian King. I'm president-elect of Waikiki Rotary, of which I've been a proud member since September 22nd, 2010. I actually had to put it in my phone so I could remember how long. I'm International Services Chair and have been having great fun working with Arjun. And I'm very happy that our new member, Carla Kajarka, is here. And also very glad, Benson, that this is being recorded, because I have another member of our club, Heidi Lum, that wasn't able to make it today. So hopefully I will connect her up and she'll be able to see the the recording.
Okay, yeah,
great job as always, Benson. Hi,
Thanks.
Sandy. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Thanks.
cold, you know. It's
Yeah,
cold and rainy. Wow, winter weather.
I know. So, hey, Barry, how about you? Barry and then Roger Higa.
Yeah, I'm originally from Atlanta. This weather, I'm loving it. I'm Barry Harris. I'm from the Rotary Club of Kaneohe, the home club of the illustrious Sandy Matsui. So yes, glad to be here.
Great. Don't you just love Barry's voice? You know, when Barry starts talking, I'm thinking about Barry White, you know, but Barry's got a great voice. Anyway, thanks, Barry. Hey, Roger, how are you this morning?
I'm doing very well. Good morning, everybody. My name is Roger Higa, and I just recently joined the Pearl Harbor Rotary Club back in July. And my apologies in advance. I do have an appointment at 10 o'clock, and so I do need to run out at 9:30. So I'm glad this.
Really hard to hear him.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm glad this meeting is being recorded, but great to be here and great to meet all of you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you. Linda, how about you, Linda, and then Carla?
Hi, I'm Linda Dibdal-Fadali. I'm from the Kaneohe Club. I'm out walking right now, so that's why you can't see me on video. It's cold, but I have a jacket on and my umbrella. So I enjoy Rotary work. It's fun.
Thank you. That's great, Linda. Thank you. Carla, how about you? And then we'll do Sue Ann Lee after that.
Hello, my name is Carla.
Church. I come here from the Waikiki Rotary. Hi, Adrian, the Waikiki Rotary, and I'm very happy.
Okay, thanks a lot. Sue Ann Lee, how about you? You can just unmute and let her rip, if you can. Okay, this is where I go. Na, 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 na. Okay, well, Sue Ann, maybe we'll come back and catch you later if you either can't hear us or are unable to unmute. Okay, so wow, we got a nice group of folks today, wide range of people, so we're gonna have a fun time talking story, talking Rotary today. So I'm gonna start out with just a quick little slide presentation to talk about Rotary at that sort of 30,000 foot view. And then Naomi's going to kind of take over and talk more about our club structure and some of the stuff that we do within Rotary. And then we're going to get a chance to talk story with all of you guys. Okay, so sharing screen. If you can't see the screen, then let me know and then we'll see what we can do here. So let's start at the beginning. All right, from the beginning. Okay. So basically, we're District 5000, right? And so we're really lucky to be District 5000 because there's a lot of districts in there, and so everybody's easy to remember. Hawaii is District 5000, which is basically all of our the state of Hawaii is basically part of District 5000. And I'll get into the number of clubs and how many people are in there, but there's a bunch of us, 50-something clubs and 1,500 members. Okay. So Rotary is basically an international service organization. Now there's a bunch of them out there, as you may know, but Rotary is one of the oldest, one of the widest spread that's out there all over the world. And basically what Rotary does, it was started out as kind of a fellowship group, and then it really has emerged as a group of people, leaders in all communities, that basically go out and do good things for their community. So when people ask me, I run into them in wherever, and they say, well, what is Rotary? I said, well, Rotary is a group of local people, because, you know, there's Rotary clubs everywhere, that get together and do great things for their community. And that's, I mean, that's my answer, but you'll be able to make your answer probably when we're done. So here's kind of a list of some of the core values, what Rotary kind of stands for. Like I said, it was started out as a fellowship group. We're about the diversity, so lots of different kinds of people that come from all different walks of life, different professions. It's really about having integrity, and you learn that in this four-way test, which is our kind of like little mantra we say at the beginning or the end of every meeting. We're about service, and we're about the development of leadership. And some of you, and you can talk about it later, are already part of our leadership training, whether it's club leadership as the president-elect or president of a club, or just taking some of our general leadership stuff that we present as a district. So Rotary is a gigantic organization, as I was saying, 35,000 clubs around the world, over 1 million Rotarians, I think 1.2 million at the last count. We are in 220 countries, and it was started here in the United States. So here's a little stats, I'll go over that. So 35,000 Rotary clubs, 1.2 million Rotarians. There are 10,000 Rotaract clubs, and Rotaract is basically young Rotarians that go from they're mostly in colleges, so they're between 18 and 25 years, 18 and 35 years old. So there are 183,000 of Rotaractors that are out there. There are 25,000 Interact clubs, and Interact is like our high school age. So you know, if you went into high school, there might have been an Interact club there. You might have seen like the Key Clubs. Key Clubs is like the Kiwanis version of Interact. So we're in high schools. There's 537 districts, 35 zones, and we're in, like I said, 220 countries. All right, hang on a second. All right, here we go. Okay, so Hawaii is 1,500 Rotarians. We got 53 clubs, including 2 E-clubs, which are online. We have 7 Rotaract clubs from age 18, 30 Interact clubs, which is 12 to 18 years old, and then we have a couple of community corps. Okay, so what does Rotary do? So I'm going to sort of kind of click you through some of the projects we do here. But you know, this picture that you see on the left, some of you might be familiar with as Kahauiki project, where they basically put up like a housing for people that were like homeless or didn't have homes, and that was primarily a project that was driven by Rotary. Okay, so Sandy Matsui, which you had a chance to meet earlier this morning, is our current district governor. And the district governor is like, they're like the CEO of the organization. And they serve for 1 year, but once you get to the sort of district governor level, you're pretty much in Rotary for the rest of your life, because they always have something for you to do. So leadership is a really great thing in Rotary. Okay, so the district, our leadership team now, to manage all of the people that are involved in Rotary, you know, 1,500 of them, we have people from everywhere in our state that do all kinds of different functions, from managed committees to running service projects to, you know, treasurer, secretary, all of the typical type of leadership places or positions that you would think that you would need to run an organization that's 1,500 members. Okay, so Rotary started in 1905 by a Chicago attorney named Paul Harris, and he basically started it as a networking club and a fellowship club. And the reason they call it Rotary is because the meeting rotated around from office to office based on the people that were in it. So they decided to call it the Rotary Club. But then service came a little bit later once they figured out, like, hey, if we're going to get together for fellowship and networking, then let's actually do something for our community. So it ended up evolving into one of the premier service organizations on the planet. Now, Rotary International now, so they decided to expand it internationally in 1910. So they went into Canada, and then by 1925, there were Rotary clubs on 6 continents. The first Rotary Club was chartered in Hawaii in 1915 with 29 members. But as we learned last night, that the second Rotary Club was in Hilo, and that club's 101 years old. Okay, so here's some of the things that Rotary does, right? So they promote peace. They're all over fighting disease. We were actually really the center focus of wiping polio off the face of the planet. In 1984, Rotary took that on as a project, and now there's just a few scattered cases, mostly in the Middle East, but Rotary was successful in basically wiping polio off the face of the earth. Providing clean water and sanitation, working with mothers and children, supporting education, and then growing local economies. Now, we added a 7th one just recently, and that is the focus on our environment. So last year, more than 18 million in foundation global grants funding been allocated to environment-related projects over the last 5 years. So Rotary has really stepped up to basically work on the environment all over, and including a lot in Hawaii as well. All right, so what do Rotarians do? I mean, you see them walking around in those T-shirts like, you know, Rotarian at work. So let's talk a little bit about what we do. Okay, first we solve problems, right? So, you know, we might come into a place and, you know, they don't have clean drinking water. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a big item right now. But we might be in a foreign country where we could do education programs in there, put in infrastructure facilities like drinking water, sanitation facilities. We can work with helping economic development in an area or in a country. So we're basically problem solvers. All right, we work together as clubs. Now, later on, Arjun will be talking, and he's involved in some of these massive global grants where clubs from all over the planet work on projects to help people in the areas that we talked about earlier. Okay, now we have regular meetings. Now every club gets together. Some of them get together every week, some of them every other week. We have lots of different kinds of clubs, and Naomi can get into that a little bit later. Now, because of the pandemic, clubs are meeting more virtually or a hybrid version of that, where part of it's in person and the other part's virtual. But that actually, even though that's been kind of a challenge because we haven't been able to meet in person, that has been able to expand Rotary, I mean, enormously all over the place. Now, I know our little club in Hilo, I mean, now we can get speakers that are coming into us from all over the world, bringing these really important messages to us. And so in that regard, the pandemic has kind of been good for us in that way. We serve the community, so we're out there doing projects all over the place. And it's interesting, you know, in Hawaii, you don't have to look very far to find a service projects. In fact, a lot of these nonprofit groups, they come to Rotary for Rotary's help because they know that we have people that are willing to help. We have resources, and then we have intent and desire to help them out. We work with youth. We have a Rotary Youth Leadership Academy that happens in different places all over our state. This year, like last year, we're going to do it all virtually online. So we'll probably have, I don't know, several hundred kids that'll be all online for the weekend. And so one of Rotary's really important missions is to help develop positive traits and leadership within our youth. All right, so and then the other thing we do is we connect our school communities. So we do a lot of work in schools where we'll do reading programs. We have a dictionary program. We pass dictionaries out, and you know, when we go there, people are like, well, why would kids want a dictionary when they can Google something? But you know, when we pass those dictionaries out and the kids get them in their hands, you know, they're like, wow, like something real that they can look up. And then it has also a lot of other information in that book besides just you know, definitions of words. We do leadership development, and a lot of young professionals come into Rotary because they want to get leadership training, and because in their line of work or in their current job they may not have opportunity to get some leadership training, but in Rotary, not only do you have an opportunity to get leadership training, but you also get opportunity to actually get a leadership position, which is a great thing for a lot of people that want to develop those skills. We support a lot of nonprofits out there. I know here in Hilo we have a whole list of them that every year we support the projects that they're trying to move forward. The food bank's big, Hope Services, which services our homeless people. They come to Rotary, and we're able to like conjure up huge amounts of resources for them. Our club, for example, does a thing every year for the food bank, where we just basically go out to one of our participating supermarkets and say, hey, you know, if you're going in there and you're going shopping, if you want to donate a bag of rice to the food bank, and sometimes we can get 200, 300, 400 bags of rice in a day because people want to support that. We also respond to local and worldwide crisis problems that are out there. So if there's a big disaster somewhere, the word goes out, and Rotary then sends resources there. But on the flip side of that, in 2018, when, you know, lava started coming out of our streets over here on the Big Island, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, we were getting checks from clubs all over the place, just sending money in, They were just saying, hey, we see you guys are having some problems over there. Here's $5,000, buy some portable shelter, drinking water, whatever you need. So it's an amazing network of people that's worldwide. So you're talking, all right, if you just join Rotary, you're like, okay, what's in it for you? All right, so obviously you have a chance then to connect with community leaders. So last night in our little Rotary get-together, right, in that room, there was the mayor was in that room, the director of research and development. There were several CEOs of companies, there were attorneys that were in that room. So if you're looking for some way in which to connect with the leaders in your community, they are in Rotary. So you picked the right place to come. We transform communities because we're out there doing the work that our community needs, whether it's planting gardens, repainting buildings, picking up trash, serving meals. Everywhere you turn where something good is happening, there's Rotary nearby. Developing leadership skills. Here's a picture of our cat Rieberg, and she's going to talk a little bit about her little journey just in the last few years in the development of her leadership skills. But like I said earlier, if you're a person that wants to either get that training or pick those skills up, Rotary is a terrific place to start that. Then we create these lifelong relationships. I mean, there's people that are in Rotary and you get to know them, get to work with them. And when you work next to somebody where there's nothing really in it for them, it's not like, hey man, if we deliver more of these meals, we're going to make a bunch more money. I mean, they don't really care about that. They're there to serve their community. And when you get a chance to see people in that environment, that creates relationships for you, and those relationships last a long time. And you will hear from some people today about that. We nurture it's a nurturing environment for families. So like in my family, there's two things you can't escape in my family. So my wife does hula, so you can't escape hula, and I do Rotary, so you can't escape Rotary. So as soon as you can walk, you're going to be out there in some kind of service project picking up garbage. Actually, our little grandkids are really good because they're so low to the ground that it's really easy for them to pick a lot of rubbish up. So you got to start early. Good environment for families. And then then just really a chance to grow as a human being. In the years that I've been at Rotary, I mean, I thought, I'm a pretty together person before I joined, but after I joined, I mean, I just saw life completely differently, and it was really about being around that environment, because as we know, right, we ultimately become whatever we're exposed to the most. And so you get yourself around good people, and good things start to happen to you. So this is basically our vision statement. We came up with it about 5 or 6 years ago. We try to practice it as much as we can. Together we see a world where people unite and take action, really, to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. And that's really the important message of what Rotary is today. So I'll stop sharing right now, and I'll turn it over to Naomi's going to take a little bit deeper dive, and then we're going to get a chance to chat with all of you. Okay? Go ahead, Naomi. Thank you.
Did we want to do Arjun first?
Oh, okay. Arjun. Yeah, let's do that. So Arjun's going to talk a little bit about his story, and then Kat. I think Kat's on. Yeah, okay. And then Kat can talk to you, and then we'll go to Naomi. Arjun, go ahead.
Sure. Just making sure you can hear me, right?
Good.
Okay. Thank you, Benson. Aloha, everyone, particularly all of you who are relatively new Rotarians. I said relatively because in that sense, I am new one too. I joined Rotary a little over 3 years ago. And now I'm already the president of Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunset. And I have been a primary primary person for 4 international humanitarian projects, from developing a drinking water project to helping a hospital to buy life-saving equipment, to hosting a global scholar from Taiwan to do PhD at the University of Hawaii in Manoa. So the water project I mentioned, for example, is a very significant one. Benson also mentioned very briefly. So there is a small village in Nepal. It's kind of remote, not extremely remote, but it's only 1 hour from the main highway. But there was no drinking water in the village. So people had to walk 2 to 4 hours to get a bucket of water, just for drinking water. So the school kids had to give give up half day of their school hours to get drinking water. And there was a big earthquake in Nepal, 2015 earthquake, that made the problem worse. It's a natural that earthquake disrupts our existing water systems. So because of that, out of about 500 people in the village, almost 200 migrated somewhere else because of the drinking water. Otherwise, it's very beautiful village. They've been there for 400 years at least. So many organizations, including Red Cross, of course, we know name Red Cross, spent over $200,000 to bring water in the village, but no success. Including local government, they all tried, they failed basically. And after I just joined, we started this hard mission to bring drinking water to the village through Rotary. And in total, we spent only $75,000. So what we did is we pumped water from a creek downhill, filter and distributed. Starting from last month, just a month ago, there is a video you can see on the District 5000 website. Every house in the village now has running water. It's a clean water. It's a very high technology. I can install an app on my phone and control the flow of the water. Make sure the system is running. Although I'm not controlling, they will control. So, and within a month, we see a reverse migration. So the people who migrated from that village started to go back to the village. And at home in Hawaii, I live right by the Alawai Elementary School. One day I met this principal in the school and she told me she wanted to have some many picnic tables outside her school, so kids can socially distance themselves when eating lunch. Through our club, we bought woods, lumber, and many of our members and from other clubs volunteered to sand the wood, paint, and assemble the wood. And now kids, we have like several picnic tables outside and kids can eat outside. So therefore, you just started a new journey of making change at home and around the world. And on top of that, there is lots of networking, social and professional development opportunities in Rotary. Also, Benson just mentioned about districts. Hawaii is one of the best Rotary districts. Our district leadership, many of our here, likes to serve with Aloha. It starts from our DG Sandy Matsumi, sorry. And they are always supportive, no matter which club you are, which island you are, and whatever you would like to do to make a difference in many parts of the world. And after 3 years, I felt like joining Rotary was one of the best things I did. And I'm sure you will feel the same. Again, welcome to the Rotary world, fellow Rotarians. And if you like, I'm always available for one-to-one conversation as well. Please let me know. The directory has my email and cell phone number, and I can put it on the chat box too. And thank you for the opportunity, Naomi and Benson and everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Arjun. That was really great. So now let's hear from Kat Rieberg. I know Kat's busy girl's got a lot to do today, but just tell us a little bit about your story, Kat, and how you got in Rotary. And I know your dad was involved for a bunch of years, so maybe that's how you got into it. So go ahead, Kat.
Sure. Hey, aloha, everyone. I'm Kat Rieberg with the South Hilo Club. Yes, my dad is a passionate Rotarian, and so that was kind of planted as a seed as a young person. But I joined when I had stepped into a role as CEO of a 1,000-acre farm in Hilo that was growing cacao, making chocolate, and wanted to set up agritourism. And so I was dedicating a lot of my time and energy to helping that business flourish. And then of course I'm a single mom. And so those are big parts of, my life, but I was looking and wanting and needing to be a part of something bigger than just my story, than just my career path and my little family and whatever, and my community, my circle of friends, right? I wanted to be a part of something bigger. So I joined Rotary and instantly got invited into their Hilo Huli committee, the big fundraising event that my club likes to do. And so that really helped me feel involved immediately. So I want to just put a little plug and say, whenever a new member joins, find a place that they can be inserted, a committee in particular. That way they get to really experience and be a part of something and not just kind of looking at it from the outside. And since then, the pandemic has hit and I have started a new career as a real estate agent. And what I can say is I'm so grateful that careers come and go, right? Friends, especially living in Hawaii, they move here, they leave here, they're born from here, they explore the world, they come back, they don't, there's a lot of change that happens in life. And what I like is that Rotary is kind of a constant, regardless of what career I'm in the moment or where I'm heading next or what I'm trying to build. There's this network of support and community through the Rotary Club. And regardless of, how it started or who started it and when it was opened up, the values that it represents today, the values that it's promoting today, I really want to champion. And I want to see where Rotary as an organization can continue to grow. Thank you.
Thanks, Kat. That's great. Okay, Naomi, I guess it's over to you now.
Okay. Thank you, Arjun and Kat, for sharing your story. And Rotary has so much to offer. And when you find out what Rotary is about and how much more you can get out of Rotary, you'll be so amazed and proud to be a part of this amazing group. So I have a PowerPoint. I'd like to talk to you about the club level opportunities. So here we go. So for Rotary District 5000, the mission, we heard the vision statement. Here's the mission. We provide service to others and promote integrity and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace. And so these, the mission kind of guides us on what we do in our clubs and within what you do outside of the club, because there is so much more you can do outside of the club. So here's our structure for Rotary. We have the clubs, we have Rotary International, and then the foundation. So let's talk about the clubs, because the clubs are very flexible. You can have flexible clubs, different kinds of meetings. You can be hybrid, online, in person. Some clubs only do projects and not have speakers. Some just have committee meetings so they can plan. But the structure is basically you have your officers. So every club is a little different. They may call different positions, different things, but you do have a president-elect. You could have a vice president, but you have a secretary, treasurer, and then the immediate past president. So these are your officers. Then you have your boards. Your boards can be a small board, executive board, or it could have all of these other committees, which are the 5 avenues of service. You could have a foundation committee, a membership committee. You have a district, a club trainer, and public image. And these all could be multiple people in a committee. So the 5 avenues of service is where the bulk of the work is. So you have our 5 avenues. Club service. So what does club service do? It's about keeping your memberships engaged, your members doing socials. You might be getting speakers, arranging meetings, communicating with people who haven't come to meetings, and then doing the website. So that is club service, like the admin. Then you have community service, and Ben's talked about that, but it's about assessing a situation. You might do a community conversation to find out what your community needs. Maybe you have some connections with people that want to join us with projects. So you select the project, you plan the project, and then you take action. So there are so many things that our Rotary clubs do each one kind of figures out what they want to do. And so if you want to propose something to your board, please talk to them. And a good way to get leadership skill is to volunteer to organize a project. We have youth service. So youth service, it's talked about the RILA, the Rotary Youth Leadership Award program that we have, which could be a camp. It could be online, as we've done last year and we will do this year. You have the Interact, Rotaract, and for Rotaract, there's no upper age limit. So you could be a community or Rotaractor and be meeting in the community, not at a university. And you could be 35 years old, 40 years old, and still be a Rotaractor. So lots of flexibility there. We work very closely with our interactors. Right now, we're planning to do college or a college preparation, financial aid. So we have webinars there. And then we have youth exchange. So youth exchange is a program that is risky because we are bringing students here to live at a family here and they go to school here. But it's life-changing for those people who participate. So right now, the program is paused because of COVID, but we plan to start it up again in 2022. So people who want to have students go to a foreign country, Argentina, Japan, Sweden, we've sent people to Sweden. Our chair is Tom Gross on Kauai. We also are looking for host families to take in students. But if you know Holger Kanak, the president last year, he said it is life-changing and he has hosted many students. Okay, so we have RILA and they have an awesome time at RILA. Here's our Camp RILA pictures. And then we have international service. So Arjun talked a little bit about what his club does, and they do a lot of Nepal projects, but we have international projects in many different countries, India, Thailand, Taiwan, lots of different countries. But last year, we did about 306,000 in grants. Okay, so that's including the club match portion and the World Fund matching. So 306,000 last year for grants. We can do a lot of good work in the community with this money. And the grant money comes from the money that you give, your club members give to the annual fund for the foundation. But we also have friendship exchanges. We did a virtual friendship exchange with Russia. So we shared customs. We had a food demonstration. So one of our members did a spam musubi food demonstration. So it's a lot of fun to learn about these different cultures in countries. Normally we do it in person, but we did it virtually last year. We also have vocational service, and this is using your vocational skill to help with a project or within your club to learn about the classifications, the business classifications that we have. And then we have the fellowships. So this is something that you can do outside of your club. Fellowships are Rotary interests or hobbies that you can connect with people internationally. If you go to a Rotary convention, you can meet up with people from all over the world. One of the most popular fellowships that we have in our district is the Wine Appreciation Fellowship. And here we might have a webinar with a sommelier talking about wine. When we go to the conventions, we can meet up with people from all over the world to talk about wine. But here's a list of some of the fellowship that you can join. So say you have a hobby, you want to go yachting, or you want to go, you want to know about motorcycling or music, you can join these fellowships. So this is something that you can get connected with, do something that you like to do outside of your club. So these are fellowships. Okay, and then we have these things called action groups. Action groups are where you take a humanitarian subject and you can learn about what's going on in the world, about mental health or environmental sustainability, and you can join in conversations to learn more about these subjects. Okay, so usually there's an annual or a lifetime fee to join these, but it will help you in something that you're interested in. Okay, so I talked about the international convention. So international convention is usually in May or June. And we were going to have that convention here in 2020 in Hawaii. And we already had 20,000 people that were registered. But usually there's about 20 to 40,000 people that are registered to go. And you can meet these people from all over the world and hear great speakers. So it's in Houston in 2022. After that in Melbourne, then Singapore, Calgary, and then 2026 when I haven't heard where it's going to be. It's either going to be Asia or Europe, but guess what? In 2027 is back here in Honolulu. Yay! People want to come to this destination, so never mind about the convention. They want to come to Hawaii. Okay, but we also have peace fellowships. Peace fellowships are scholarships that people can get a master's degree or they can get a certificate at these universities. So this is something that Rotary offers, 130 fully funded fellowships that someone can apply and go to. So another way for peace, extending peace. Okay, so, we have the 5 avenues of service. We have the 7 areas of focus that Rotary has with the environment. But, we have so much more that you might be interested in. There's newsletters and discussion groups. So you can find a lot of information on the websites. We have our district website and the Rotary International website. So what I'd like to do is go to the websites. Okay, so hold on, let me get my websites up. Okay, so the first one is our Rotary district website. This is Rotary D5000. Okay, so when you go to our district website, everyone has a temporary password. So you just go to a first-time user or forgot my password, and you'll get a link to set your password. But once you get to the website, here's what you can see. You can see all of the trainings that we have. When you click on the title, you can find the Zoom link after you log in, but a lot of other resources here. Find out about the district conference, about the Rotary International conventions. Our recordings of all of the webinars that we have is in this link here. And then we have, if you're interested in HRYF scholarships, we have the scholarship applications here in the link here. But just remember that this website may change. We kind of want to update it every once in a while. But for you as members, we have this directory. So this is Rotary doing business. So these are Rotarians who have businesses or are working for a business, and you can find their information here and do business with a Rotarian. We also have yellow pages. So yellow page is where you can enter your own information and list your company there. So say you have a bank, you can see who the bankers are, and that's, you just link into the yellow pages, put in your own information. This site, this program will tell you how many hits you had, and you can get some business actually from Rotarians. Okay, so let me go to the Rotary International site. So Rotary International, you do need to log in. But here you can get information about the roles in a club, about projects. There, if you wanted to know where a project, who was doing a project in Nepal, you could go to the Rotary Showcase and put in Nepal and find out the projects there. There's a learning center. At the learning center, guess what? They've got, okay, it's thinking now. Let me sign in. So the username, by the way, is your email address. So you do need to sign in to get to the Learning Center. But let me show you all of the courses that you can take on the Learning Center. There are leadership courses, there are courses on your clubs, There are courses on foundation. There's a ton of courses that you can take at your own convenience, at your own timing. So if you're a president-elect, your president, your club officer, committee chair, you can find a lot of these, a lot of information on your topic right here at the Learning Center. So each one of these have a ton of courses that you can take. Okay, so I also wanted to show you on the media, there are newsletters. So say you're a youth service chair and you want a special newsletter only on youth service, you can sign up for these newsletters. And sorry, it's not going. So when you go to My Rotary, you sign in, you go to media, and that's where you're going to find these newsletters that you can sign in for. Okay, questions? A lot of great information for you right there.
Questions, anybody? No? Okay, well, let's, how about we chat with some of you guys that are new members just coming in now. Let's get a little bit about your background. Nate and Julia, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about, you guys are just joined Rotary, huh? Where are you from, and what kind of work do you do?
Yeah, we just joined, well, officially, what, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Very, very new.
We're like very fresh. We're originally from Ohio, the great Midwest. And we came to Hawaii because Nathan is in the Air Force.
Oh, cool.
And joining Rotary was kind of a happy accident.
Right.
I was volunteering weekly with the Institute for Human Services in Honolulu. And one day we were doing a service project, and Anka and a few others, Linda was there as well. We're doing some kind of lawn maintenance at one of their facilities, and we just kind of met that way, and they were like, you should come to a meeting.
Right. I know you'd mentioned Kahawiki also. We've been like working there on and off, both of us, for a decent amount of time as well. So yeah, there's a lot of overlap in kind of what we were doing and what Rotary was doing. I was an interactor back in high school, so I already had some background. My parents back in Ohio are Rotary members as of like a few months before we were. And so yeah, it just everything kind of aligned, and we're just excited to really get into the core of what Rotary is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're in a great club. I mean, you got the district governor in your club, and you got Barry over here helping you guys out. So yeah, good luck to you guys. Candy, are you still with us? You want to tell us a little bit about your background? What's happening for you? I know you just recently joined, huh?
Hi, so I'm Candy George. I just recently joined probably a few weeks ago. I'm a neonatologist.
Wow.
Well, for those of a lot of people don't know what that is, but I'm a doctor for very sick babies in the NICU. And because of the nature, and I also do palliative care. So because of the nature of my job, and palliative care is for the sickest of the babies. So because of the nature of my job, I've always found that community service helps as a stress reliever, and it also makes me feel like I'm a part of the bigger picture. Because being in the NICU takes months to be able to see all the work that you've done, but it's a little bit, working in the community, it's a little bit more instant, so you can see all that you do. So that's why I was like, I had started community service when I first moved here 4.5 years ago, but because of COVID and working in a hospital, I couldn't do that any longer, not wanting to expose the babies being out there. So I thought, I was actually a high school teacher before I went into medicine. So I was in charge of an Interact group. So I was not an official Rotary member, but I was in charge of an Interact group when I was in high school, and we did some traveling around the Caribbean. So I thought, probably I should join Rotary. And I got hooked up with Lila, and she's just amazing. She has this passion for community service, which we have we have a lot in common in that respect. Many other things, but that respect. And it's just nice to be with like-minded people. So.
Yeah, well, that is great. Now, I know what a neonatologist is because my son was a preemie smaller than 2 pounds, and I believe that he survived because he had a really, really great neonatal nurse. So thank you for coming to Hawaii and serving in that regard. That's really awesome. Abby, how about you?
Aloha, I'm originally from Florida.
Cool.
But when I moved to Hawaii, I moved here for love, met my husband, and I've been here 35 years. My nephew has been a member of Rotary in Parkland, Florida for about 6 or 7 years. And he's the one that got me interested, along with Linda Conboy here, who was my teacher at the Y, and she brought me in. And I'm just so excited to see how I can help the community in the future. And I've met so many wonderful people. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, that's a great story. Thank you, Abby. Let's see, Carla, are you still with us? Can you unmute and tell us a little bit about you?
Yes, I'm driving right now, so yeah. So I joined Rotary Waikiki actually in January as a member. So I was very excited. It was my first time to join Rotary. I am an educational psychologist. Actually, I consider myself a holistic educational psychologist. So I have been in education field for almost 30 years. So I worked right now as a consultant. I'm a teacher. I train teachers, I train psychologists. So I also work as a professor. And now, I was invited to be the youth chair at my Rotary Waikiki. I was very excited and honored with the invitation. And that's my passion. I just love working with kids. Empowering them and really helping them. So I was really honored to be part of this great team. Adrian is also here with us, and it's a very fun club. So very excited. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Carla. Say, Shirley, we didn't get a chance to chat with you much. I know you're a new member in Hilo, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Go ahead, you can unmute and let her go. Oh, you're still on mute. Let's see.
How's that?
You're good. Good.
Okay. I'm new to Rotary. I was never in Rotary or before. My background is education. I came from Nevada. 13 years ago, I was a principal at an elementary school when I came here. And I've been involved with Miss Bev Hikas for quite a while. She has always roped me into different things. I did the reading in the program to the schools. I've been in Hilo Women's Club with her. And maybe about a year ago, she suggested maybe Rotary might. I love community work. I've always done it. Back home in Reno, I started the NABC, the National Black Educators Program. And presently, I'm working with student teachers at the University of Hawaii, Hilo, as a clinical supervisor. That means I supervise their teaching, and I really love that. It's fun. I was in third grade by Zoom yesterday. which is fun to see all the energy and activity. And so I'm very glad to be here. Love working in the community, just love being with people. I like the energy that's in Hilo, and I like what you said, or somebody said, being around good people doing good things. That's what I like. That's where I am. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Shirley.
you.
I was actually in a class, I don't know if you remember this, Shirley and I were in a grant writing class about 10 years ago.
Yes, I remember that. I thought you had forgotten, but
Yeah.
I remember.
Nope, can't forget a face like Shirley, guaranteed. Linda, are you still with us? Can you unmute and share a little bit about what you're doing?
Yes, I came over to Hawaii from California in 1975, and I'm a retired nurse administrator for a health plan. And I was reading the Sunday paper one Sunday, and I saw this insert about Rotary, and it sounded pretty interesting. And I was looking at different Rotary clubs nearby, and I happened to see Cheryl Parker's name. And I thought, well, I hope Cheryl remembers me, because we go way back. Our kids were in softball together and played games, and that we lived in the same neighborhood and frequented Round Table Pizza quite a bit. And so I sent her a text, and sure enough, she remembered me. And I was looking for something to do during the pandemic, and Rotary meets my needs.
All right, thanks, Linda. That's a great story. So, Sue Ann, we didn't get a chance to talk with you earlier. If you're still with us, you want to unmute and just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're in Rotary.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Sue Ann. Yay, hi.
Hey, sorry, I was on a different computer and I could hear you. Sorry. And couldn't speak, which is kind of unusual. Anyway, I've been in Rotary for many years, probably more than 25 years, and have held various positions with our club, Ala Moana Rotary Club. I'm a realtor, full-time, and you know, I started getting involved because I happened to be on a board for Retail Merchants of Hawaii. And at that time, I was involved with my family business, which was Chalk's TV and Appliance. And I met one of the other board members, and it was Ethel Ching. She was the, she ran the local Seiko Center at Ala Moana Center. And I always wanted to know a little bit more about Rotary, and this is my chance. So she invited me, of course, and I've been involved ever since. More because I needed to get out of my realm of being in the family business and only seeing a certain amount of people. And it was a way to expose myself and just have some community, you know, have some relationships with other people. So that was a good thing for me. It was just not necessarily the networking, but just being able to meet other people who are in business, and then I get to know them. So I am the president-elect of Ala Moana Rotary Club. And this is something that I've been avoiding for many, many years, but it's time.
Yeah. That's a great story, Suen. Thank you very much. So folks, you know, we've reached the end of our hour, so I'm going to kind of wrap it up and then turn it over to Naomi or Sen if they have any last remarks. But it's this, right? So it's easy to see that Rotary is a great organization, and we stand for a lot of really good things, and we do a lot of great things out in the community. And Rotary represents wonderful things throughout the world, right? But when I take a look at the people that showed up today on this meeting, and it's not just the new people that have joined in the last couple months, couple years, or whatever. There are people that are on this call that, you know, like Kimo's been Rotarian 30 years now. I mean, Alan Kamimoto just joined us I mean, Naomi, Sandy, people, Lila, Adrian, Sharon from Hilo, Gwen, that have been Rotarians for a while, but are vested in connecting with the new people and helping them to emerge and grow, not only as a Rotarian, but as an individual. So the reason that I came into Rotary, because my sister kind of bushwhacked me into it, like, hey man, want to have lunch? And the next thing you know, I was getting inducted as a Rotarian. But the reason I'm still in Rotary today is the connections with the people that are in here. I mean, beyond just the mission of Rotary, because these connections that I have, or these relationships that you develop, they stay with you forever, and they have a tremendous positive influence on who we are as people, and that's what it kind of comes down to. So I want to thank everybody for coming today, for devoting time and energy and effort into helping our new Rotarians learn something about Rotary. With that, Naomi, if you have any closing remarks, or Sandy, then we can wrap it up for today.
We want to thank everybody for coming here. We have different reasons for joining Rotary, and what you get out of it will enrich your life. And so we are a little bit over our time limit. And I want to offer, if you have any question about Rotary, we'll stay on so that we can answer your questions. Any question you got about Rotary, we'll stay on. But thank you all for spending time with us this morning to learn about Rotary. And you will find that the more you unveil about Rotary, the more amazed you will be about this amazing organization.
And I would just like to echo the closing remarks, but I want to give a plug for the Rotary Club of Honolulu. They have a special event coming up on Tuesday, December 7th, and with General Shinzeki will be the speaker. And I think you are all invited. So if you want to expand your opportunities and hear from folks beyond just the club level, here's a great multi-club